The first thing that I'm going to show you in this video is how to draw an atmospheric vent onto a tank. And then I'm going to show you how to draw a manway into a tank. So the tanks that we need to draw the atmospheric vents into are all of these, but then we're only going to be drawing the manway into these ones that I highlighted in blue. The atmospheric vents on all the way up to 1,100 gallons goes into a 2-inch opening. 1,500 to 4,000 gallons goes into a 4-inch opening. So I'm going to start with a 185 gallon tank, and you're going to repeat this procedure for all of these. You're going to do this for every one of these, but I'm going to show you just real quick what to do using this 185 gallon tank. And so a vent, we talk about it today, and we decided just to go ahead and show it on the drawing, so that way everybody always remembers to put them in. They've got it on a checklist, but had a situation come up one day where somebody forgot one, and we just think it's better that we get them on here so they always put them in. And so you're talking about this little silver thing right here. It's a mushroom shaped thing, and you always have one on top, just screws onto the top of that monitor pipe. And then here you have one on just a little short 3-inch piece of pipe. And it's just a little round mushroom looking thing. And this is actually the device right here. It's that's the bottom of it, and that's where it screws in. It's got this little insect screen in it. It's got a little vent around it, and that's looking at the top of it. And so that's what we're going to be drawing. And we always put it in this opening here that's just beside this monitor port. We always put it in this opening here. And so we're going to have to move these dimensions up to allow enough space for it. And I'm going to just look here and see how much space do I need. I'm just looking here and taking a little measurement. I think I'm going to move those dimensions up to about there. Okay. So I'm going to take this and drag it up a little. I'm going to drag it up to about right there. About to that E inside, in the word side. Now, this one's really easy because for some reason, some of our dimensions, when you selected them, you couldn't highlight the whole thing. It was like they got exploded. I don't know how they got exploded, but this tank right here, it's easy. But remember, if it's exploded and you can't highlight the whole thing, you're going to have to hold down Shift. Don't touch the vertical lines. Shift, select the arrows, select the numbers, select the lines, select the lines, select the arrows, select the arrows, select the numbers, select the lines, select the lines, select the arrow. Till you get them all selected. Then you're going to have to use the scale Y with them selected and not moving them by hand. And you don't select these vertical lines, you're going to have to use the scale Y to move those up and then drag each line into them. But in this one, I'm not going to demonstrate that because we are going to be able just to select them all and pull them up. And ideally, that's the best way to do it. Let's see here if I'm going to have enough room. I think I need to come up a little bit more. So I'm going, I'm dropping it at like 8.65 is where I'm dropping it on this one. And so what we want to do is, the first thing we want to do is we want to draw our little piece of pipe that it connects to. So it's going to be like a 3-inch piece of pipe, 3 inches tall. So it's going to be 2 inches wide by 3 inches tall. And we just draw that with a rectangle. And that's not a temporary rectangle. So I'm going to color it black. And I'm going to move this line. So I'm going to explode this dimension so I can drag this line up a little bit. I'm going to move that line out of the way. There we go. Okay. Now, the next thing that we need to do is draw the actual little measuring cap. Now, the measuring cap is a 1/2 inch wider than the little pipe is. So I'm going to draw a temporary rectangle that's 0.25 by 0.25. And I'm going to draw another temporary rectangle, 0.25, 0.25. Now we're going to draw a permanent rectangle. We're going to start over here at this one, and we're going to pull it over to that one. And this is going to get the base of our mushroom. So it's going to be size A 2.5 on our width, and the size B 0.25 on our height. And that's going to be the base of that mushroom. And so then here we're going to draw the top of the mushroom, and we're doing a temporary rectangle to do that. We're going to put a temporary rectangle in, and it's going to be 2.5 wide by 0.5 high. Now we have to draw our curve to our mushroom. So we're going to draw curve by control points. And I'm going to zoom way in when I do this, just so I can make sure that I get all the points selected the way we need to select them. Now I'm zoomed way in here. And I'm going to go corner, corner, let it find the center, over to the other corner, and down to that first corner, and that's really where we want to make sure that we get in there good so we don't mess up. Now, ignore how this looks. Go to the little finish button. And there is the top of the mushroom. Now we're going to delete our temporary polyline, and we're going to delete this, and that line is not supposed to be there, so we're going to explode it, and we're going to delete that, and that's give us our little mushroom. And I may have got the dimensions a little too tall there. I'm going to pull them back down. You see what happened there? So I've got to Control Z all of that back out. That one got all messed up. Okay, we're going to pull them all down except for that one on the end. Remember, I exploded the one on the end so I could get that line and manipulate that line. Then pull these back down to about 6.7. Now this one, I got to do this one the long way. Requires me to zoom way in to line that up. I don't like doing them like that. I like them to have precision, but today's a little different. Okay, drop that in place. Pull this line down. take the top of it, snap it into that arrow, top of that one, snap it into that arrow. I may take a lot of time on detail on things, but I have this motto: if you work forever on something, what's the point in doing it halfway at the end? So I don't like to do something halfway at the end after I've already worked really hard on it. These got out of alignment a little bit. I'm going to try to fix them. So I'm just going to run over here and fix all of that, get it back aligned up, because you know we've worked this hard so far. We don't want to do something halfway at the end, because we are literally at the end of these tanks will be done today. We're not drawing anything else after today. Okay. I exploded that little rectangle there, so I'm going to delete that line. Now, that looks perfect, but we've got to label it. We'll label it in just a minute. We're going to draw another one. So here, we're not going to have this little cap anymore going over the pipe. So we're going to pull this in, pull it in. So we're making this little rectangle the same size. And we're going to take this line to the right side of the pipe. We're going to pull it up and snap it into the corner of that rectangle. Pull it up and snap it into the corner of that rectangle. And we're going to delete the rectangle. And we're going to draw a line across. Draw a single. Because we're not going to have a cap anymore. We're going to have a vent. All right. Now we're going to do a temporary rectangle. Be doing 0.25 and 0.25. 0.25, 0.25. Now, we're not going to draw this little pipe. We don't need it because we're already connecting it to a pipe here. So all we have to draw is the actual measuring itself. So we're going to start out here at our temporary line, at our temporary rectangle. And we're going to go 0.25 in height. I'm getting confused here. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta check something. Yeah, okay. That's right. Okay, I had to double check and make sure it is 0.25. So we're gonna go 0.25 over here. Where do we really end that? Well, instead of us taking a lot of trouble to figure it out, we're just going to set it anywhere and make it 0.25. This should be black too, by the way. We're going to make this black because that's the base of our mushroom. Now to get it the correct width, we're just going to go here, highlight it, take that corner and push it over there into that. And that's going to get it the right height. Now we got to do the top of our mushroom. So we're going to do another one that's 0.25. Was it 0.25? No, I think it's 0.5. I always forget these. I'm right in the middle of working on them. Yeah, it's 0.5 on our height, I think. I'm going to go over here and remeasure. I told you a minute ago because I looked it up. Now I forgot. Yeah, it is 0.5. Okay. It's 0.5. And to get it the same width, We're going to take that corner and drag it and drop it. Okay, so we're 0.5 high by the width, which now we know what the width was. Okay, now we're going to draw our rounded little mushroom, draw, curve by control points. So it's going to be corner, corner, let it find the center, corner, and corner. And hit that little finish line button. Now we're going to take the pink and get rid of it. Show you again. The pink and get rid of it. We're going to explode this. We're going to get rid of the line. And we're going to get rid of that and get rid of that. Now we got our little mushroom. Okay. Now we got to label our little mushroom. I am going to call it down here H. I'm going to call that a 2-inch atmospheric mushroom vent. And we need to scoot that over. And so let's see. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, that's fine. Get everything aligned here. I think that's okay. Okay, so that's going to be labeled H. We're going to label that H. And I'm gonna cheat maybe and use your arrow that you made. Okay. Okay, and that's that. Oh, okay. So we got to go up here too, and I want to do something different with this as well. I want to, let's see, we got to right click and go to edit tool. I want to take out where it says 2-inch atmospheric vent included. I want to come down and type, let's see, we're going to type something else in here. Let me find what it is that I want. I want this to say real quick. One moment. I want to put here, all rights, well, all rights reserved. This drawing may not be copied or reproduced without the permission of Clark okay. And I'm just, wait a minute. Let's do it like this. Let's go edit tool. I'm having the hardest time editing this. I want this to be on top. I'm going to have to just retype it. You know what? It's not doing what I want it to do. And I don't get that. It's just being really stubborn today. It's almost like there's tabs or something in there. At the end of the day, I give up. I'm gonna just copy where this says end. I'm gonna make my font smaller, and I'll do my typing in there because the edit tool is just not doing what I want it to do. Sorry, I just did not want to spend all day trying to achieve this. So that always goes in the upper right corner, and then this needs to go somewhere else though. And check punctuation, period there. And so it's got all that we need now. This one is done. Okay, so save that. And I'm just going to minimize it because all that text that I just typed, I'm not going to do it over here. Okay. Now let's get into this one. I'm going to show you how to do this on a tank with a 4-inch opening. Erase these dimension lines up. And I'm going to take the whole thing and move it down. I'm going to scoot this whole thing down. Make sure that all all your notes about location of lifting lug by manufacturing is taken out on every drawing, and we're taking out 2-inch atmospheric vent included. I'm going to actually just delete that. I'm going to go to Window Cascade and go into my other one. I'm going to grab that and copy it, paste it. This one's on a different scale, so I'm gonna make the font bigger on this one because it's on a different scale. When as the tanks get bigger, it's on a different scale. So I want to make that font be I want to make it be big, but big enough to read, but I don't want to be like it's the biggest thing on the page either. I think that's sufficient. 1.5 is sufficient for that one. Your scale is going to change again, I think, too. So when you're doing these in the future, just pick a font size that looks good. Okay. This is going to be the same way that we did it last time. We're not going to have a cap going over that pipe, but that pipe is still down there. So we're just going to take, you got to do it in the corner though, sorry. You got to go down here to the corner and drag it and snap it in to the wall of that other line, explode it, delete that line. So it's got just a straight pipe there. Now we want to get these dimensions moved. So we're going to move this up. Now we're going to move these up. I'm lucky I got the easy ones that were not exploded this time too. Move that up. All right. What's different about this one as opposed, I'm going to leave that line there because I really struggled with this last time. But what's different with this one as opposed to the other one is we have a little reducer bushing in here that makes that from a 4-inch to a 2-inch opening. And we just got to, represent that little reducer bushing is all. And so we're going to draw a temporary line. We're going to draw a 2-inch rectangle in the center of this 4-inch rectangle. So 4 minus 2 is 2. So our temporary rectangle needs to be 1 inch, and I'm just going to do it a 1/2 inch. Temporary rectangle, 1 inch by 1/2 inch. Now we're going to do a black rectangle in the middle. And it should come out to be 2 inches, and it does. If you look down there at the lower left corner, it's 2 by 1/2. So that's our little reducer bushing in there, little bushing. And basically all we represented was a hex head. So that's all we represented right there. It's that little head sticking up. That's in a 4-inch hole. That makes it into a 2-inch hole. And that just represents that little head sticking up there. Okay. I'm leaving this line. I know it's going to be in the way, and I apologize in advance, but I don't want to explode that yet. I'll explode it in a minute when I know that I got my dimensions in the right area. Okay. So this is 2 inches wide, again, by 3 inches tall. This is going to be our little pipe. And I'm looking, and I may pull these dimensions down just a little bit, because I'm looking at what I'm going to be drawing on top of there, and that's quite a bit of space. So pull them down just a little bit. Here we go. Now I can explode this one, and I'm going to shorten this line up. And okay, I do a temporary rectangle, 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch on this side, and we're going to do a permanent rectangle, 1/4 of an inch by 2.5, and we're going to do a permanent rectangle, I need to look off this other one real quick. I may have done that wrong. I'm just measuring here. No, I knew I did that wrong. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to undo this. We got to do a little taller. 1/2 inch. Okay. Now we're going to draw. And this one was temporary. It's temporary, and it's 2.5 inch by 1/2 inch. I usually remember better, but I'm getting tired. It's the end of the day. Draw curve by control points. And we're going to go. I want to make sure that I zoom in good and really get in those corners, because if you don't, it's going to look real bad when you're done. Corner, corner, let it find the center, corner, and I really zoom in at that last corner. And I'm going to hit finish. And there's the mushroom. Delete all the temporaries. Explode that. Delete that line. And we've got that little vent there. Gotta go over here and do the same thing. Temporary rectangle, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, and this one we're just doing the mushroom itself, not the little pipe. So we're going to go a permanent one. And we don't know exactly how wide that is, so we're going to go 0.25 on the height. You can zoom way in, get this, and pull it over here and drop it. Now we're going to do the top of our mushroom, a temporary, It's going to be the width of this by 0.5 high. Take the corner of that and drop it. Draw a curve by control points. Same way in and make sure you get it right down there in that corner. Explode that rectangle. And there we go. We're going to label that as, what do I label it over here? Okay, I remember now why we've got extras. I'm going to be consistent and just still label that H, even though F is not used, because we'll use F for manway in a minute. So I'm going to label that for H. Let's see. Two-inch atmospheric measuring vent is H again. And I'm going to copy this, paste it. And my computer does that sometimes. It's weird. And that looks nice. I think we've got that. So in the end, make sure you don't have any notes here about lifting legs anymore. And you put that all rights reserved in there. Take out mushroom vent, put that on the bottom and that on the top. And make sure your vents are labeled. Adjust make sure you're the same height on all these arrows. And that's got how to do a measuring vent. I'm going to walk you through doing a manway real quick. I'm going to save this for you. And I'm going to open the 2,000-gallon tank. And so I'm not going to get into being real precise. I'm running out of time here. I'm not going to get into being real precise about moving things around and relabeling. But you'll want to use label F for your manway. And just for me to show you how to do this, you're going to pull your dimensions up. You're going to pull them up. I'm not going to save this drawing when I'm done with it, but I am going to just show you how to draw one. And I want to show you something too. I had already fixed it in my copy, but on all of these drawings, and it won't be fixed on my copy in a minute or in a little bit when you email me. But on all these drawings, I want you to zoom way out and look for that red text or anything else that's outside this box and delete it, because it was on the 2,000 gallon one that you sent me yesterday. So you'll need to delete it on your end. I'm not gonna save this when I'm done with it, and I'm just gonna be kind of real quick about it. You may have to rearrange some things. You may can even move that to the top. You may move that to the top and move that down if you run out of space. This needs to be somewhere below the tank. It could even go down below this one. You know, you may have to rearrange things if you run out of room. But I'm going to show you real quick, and then I've got to get going. I'm going to show you real quick how to draw a manway real quick. There again, just like when we draw the vents, you're going to have to pull your dimensions up. I'm going to delete them and just get them out of my way so you'll not be deleting them. You'll just be pulling them up out of your way, but I'm going to delete them and get them out of my way so I can draw for you. So a manway, and you took some notes on these when you were over here before, and I'm gonna pull it up on one that I've got already on an old one that I'm not gonna be using anymore, but I'm gonna pull it up just so I can get the measurements off of it. Because I want to make sure that I'm real good and precise before we get into it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I was right on that. So manway is 24 inches wide. So we need to start out by doing, and by the way, I'm just going to let you know too, I want you to do this for me you're not going to do these on the little ones. I just want you to do these for me on 2,000, 2,500. Oh, a very important step. Oh, we almost messed up. Hold on. The very first thing we need to do before we do anything, after you've drawn all your vents, I almost got ahead of myself. The first thing you need to do, I'm going to close this, don't save it. The first thing you need to do is 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, and 4,000. I want you to copy and paste them. And I want you to come out on your copy and put a -MWY, because we offer them with and without a manway. And you don't want to mess up and overwrite your existing copy. So these are the ones, your new copies are the ones you're going to be proceeding on to this next step in. So after you've drawn your measuring vents, you're done with these. They're saved. They're finished. Everything is saved and finished. Now you've got your new copies that you're going to draw manways in, because we need to have drawings with and without a manway. Now back to what I was doing. You can rearrange all of this, move it any way you want to make enough space if you need to pull this down and there's not enough space. So I'm going to pull it down for you just to get up here and get in here, and I'm just going to delete these dimensions because I'm just going to show you real quick how to draw this. 24-inch manway, it is. And let's go ahead and make a label for it down here too. Remember, this one's going to be your atmospheric vent. So we're going to name this one 24-inch manway. Actually, it needs to be... let's see. That's what you're going to call it. 24-inch manway in parentheses, type bolded. Okay. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to draw it for you so you'll know how. Do a temporary line. Start at the center. I'm going to go 12 inches over and 0. Now remember, you're not going to be deleting your dimensions. I'm deleting them to get them out of my way. Oh, wait a minute. 12. What am I doing? Let's see. I'm really in a hurry. I gotta go in a minute, but I'm gonna try to finish this up for you. Do another temporary line over here. It's gonna be 12 inches long. Okay. Now we're gonna do a rectangle. We're going to start at the corner of that temporary line, and it is going to be 24 inches by 6 inches tall. Okay. We're going to get rid of that temporary line, get rid of that temporary line. You know, it would help if I make my permanent lines not colored. Okay. This is a permanent line right here. Now, we're going to do a temporary rectangle, and we're going to come off from here 0.5 and 0.25 tall. So 0.5 wide, 0.25 tall. Temporary rectangle. 0.5 wide, that's your size A, 0.25 tall. Now we're going to do black. And we're just going to come from corner to corner. Then we're going to get rid of this little polyline. I made an error. I'm sorry. I am getting in such a hurry. This needs to be 5 3/4 tall. I'm sorry, I made an error. All right, I got to do another rectangle. 5 3/4 tall by 24 wide. Because your little lip up here is the other 1/2 inch that makes your 6 inch height. And I believe I messed up on that when you were in the office training with me too. Okay. Now let's do this again. I'm in a hurry. I really got to get out of here in a minute. But I want to make sure that I give you enough work to do. So we're going to be 0.5 wide, 0.25 tall. I messed that up too. Jesus. It's going to be 2. 2 wide, 0.25 tall. Oh no. Okay, we ain't gonna draw a manway today because I've got to talk to Gary. We've got to move a lifting eye. I hope he didn't do that on every one of these. Okay. I've got to get you. I've got to get you on both of your copies on your 2000 leg and your 2500 leg. I've got to get you to I got to get you to make on the 2000 and 2500 leg. I've got to get you to redraw these lifting legs and make them 36 inches apart. 36 inches. Gary told me that they had to be 30, but it's not going to allow enough space for a manway. So on these files right here, I'm sorry to work you to death. On this one, see I've got them highlighted in blue, that one and that one. I got to get you to go back, redraw your lifting legs, make them 36 inches apart. Actually, you can just do it on these two and then copy them -MWY, then make the manway like I'm telling you to. So, we are so unorganized, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna just do the tutorial on the 2500 gallon for you. I kept getting. I knew something was wrong when that was so close together. That has to be 36 inches on everything 2000 and up. Plus, I'm in a big hurry right now, so that's not helping things. But I don't want you to be without work because I don't know when I'm going to get time to make another video. Okay. I'm going to do... So, starting all over. I'm sorry this is unorganized. All right. We're going to do 12 inches wide, 5.75 inches tall. Okay, temporary rectangle. Now, we're going to do 24 wide, 5.75 inches tall. Okay. Delete the temporary rectangle. So we've got this manway collar right here. And it's 24 inches wide by 5.75 inches tall. You're probably cussing me right now. I'm sorry. Okay. 2 inches wide. It's just a temporary rectangle. I don't care how tall it is. 2 inches wide. It's just temporary, so it don't matter how tall it is. As long as we're 2 inches wide, that's all that matters. Okay. Now we're going to draw the top part of the manway. And that's going to be 28 by 0.25 tall. 28 wide, 0.25 tall. And that's our manway. And that's all that it is. And I'm just going to drag this down a little bit to get enough room for a label in here. And we're going to put its label on there. And you can look back at how I told you to label that in the legend. If you don't get to this in the next couple of days, I'll try to do you a better video, but this is all I can do right now because I've got to get out of here. I'm out of time. So I hope that helps. And sorry for all of the confusion and everything. and jumping around in the videos back and forth. But I hope you can get this done. If you have any trouble, let me know and I'll make you a new one. Thank you.